The Teal mask. Very interesting place to be. Having an ogre with 3 different masks and very, very, very interesting people. But today I'm going to be catching a shiny of every type in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Teal Mask DLC. So don't forget to like and subscribe, because here we go. So the way I did this was I set a challenge where I only shiny hunted Pokemon that were brought back in the DLC, not Pokemon that were already in the base game. First, I started off with the ghost type being Litwick, and after about 6 minutes of searching, we were able to find the beautiful shiny Litwick, and that is one in the bag. Soon after, while I was looking for a shiny Lotad, I was able to come across a random shiny. Granted, it was buffed by the sandwich as well, shiny Swadloon, and even after that, I was able to get shiny Lotad within that sandwich too, bringing our total up to 3. Next was our rock type, as this was a real quick and painless hunt for Nosepass. Now, as a bonus, I did find Bonza as well, which wasn't the target, but nonetheless, that adds up to our total to 4. So let me tell you, this was one of the more weirder hunts I did, as I went for our water type Poliwag. I was able to find a cave within the area of Fellhorn Gorge. Normally you're able to find Poliwag within the river near the starting area, but I didn't want to do that since there's like a bunch of other Pokemon that are in the river. So I was able to find a cave that actually spawned Poliwag and Poliwhirl. Now, it wasn't like a lot of Poliwhirl and Poliwag. But, you know, with the sandwich, somehow I was able to use half of the sandwich and finally get the water type after a bit. Finally getting Poliwag and doing that 5th shiny of the day. After I had went for Munchlax, and this was not really as hard as I thought it was going to be, as I just stood on this ledge right here for a little bit and looked to my left. And there it was, shiny Munchlax, and that is going to be at number 6 in the books. Again, this hunt right here for our fairy type being Carbink was not exactly one of the ideal hunts for me, as it went really kind of one of the more brutal hunts of this video, as it took me a couple sandwiches and more or less one of the more unconventional methods, but finally I was able to get the shiny Carbink, adding up our total to 7. So next was one of my favorite shinies from this challenge, shiny Yanma, being our flying type actually, because Swadloon that we had gotten earlier is our bug type, and this shiny is really near and dear to my heart, because the first shiny I ever caught, no trading, no nothing, the first shiny I caught myself was a shiny Yanmega in Ultra Sun, so this shiny is near and dear to my heart. And this wasn't exactly a short or long hunt, it was about like, I'd say maybe 10-15 minutes long, and we were able to get the shiny Yanma, bringing our total to 8 shinies. Next up was our dragon type Jangmo-O. Now, fun fact, if you have watched some of my, first Pokemon videos on the channel, you will be able to remember that shiny Jangmo is actually a part of one of those videos, and it's actually amazing that this kind of comes full circle years later, as this was, I think, one of the first shinies I had ever shown on a video on my channel ever, which is crazy. So after that, we were able to get our shiny Jangmo, getting us to halfway done 9 shinies on the day. My next target was then Poochyena, another one of those Pokemon that I remember so vividly because I did play Alpha Sapphire as my first Pokemon game. But nonetheless, It was about an average-ish hunt, probably on the shorter side, I would say. But finally able to get that shiny Appreciator, adding up our total to 10. Poison was next, and I kind of hunted in a really bad area for me to hunt because I should have hunted in a different area, but for some reason I just completely forgot that Coughing had spawned in could spawn in a different area. But nonetheless, I was still able to find the shiny Coughing in about a relatively short time. So there is the shiny Coughing, and that brings our total up to 11. Only 7 more to go. Well, we finally get to it. The worst hunt I've had to do in a while by a long shot, as I probably used somewhere between 4 to 6 sandwiches trying to find shiny Vulpix. Now granted, I was so relieved after I found the shiny. Finally, I was able to finally bag that shiny Vulpix, and that leads our total to 12 shiny Pokemon. Only 6 more left to go. So this one was really quick, as getting more Peko, our electric type, combining the sandwich with the outbreak method. However, I didn't even KO any Pokemon yet, and just popped up right there, and there it was, shiny Morpeko. That will add to the total of 13 shinies on the day. Next up was the golden dude himself, shiny Geodude. Now, the way I went about hunting this first, which was unsuccessful, was I used a third of the sandwich on cave method, which didn't work out for me. But once I teleported to the Infernal Pass, this happened. Yes! Yes! Alrighty, let's go! Yes! We're coming down to the wire here. Next up is one of my favorite Pokemon of its generation, being Swinub. Again, one of my favorite Evo lines as well. Big fan of shiny Mamoswine as well, and it was one of the more casual hunts. Again, not too short, not too long, and we were able to get the shiny Ice type, bringing our total to 15, leaving only 3 types left. Our next one was a quick one, only 2 picnic resets later, and we were able to get shiny Mewtwo, adding our total to 16. Only 2 more left. Let's do this. So this next hunt, being for Steel type, wasn't actually as bad as some other hunts. It was actually ridiculously good for me, as I was actually able to find 2 shiny Bronzor. Again, only counting 1. This is the only exception because there was no new Steel type that was introduced in the first part of the DLC. Now, I may be wrong, but if I am, just comment in the comments for it, I guess. And that gives us 17 on the day. So, for the last hunt, I was able to find a Coughing, and what happened was,
Emotional, damn it!
Of course, the last hunt will be brutal, knowing my shiny luck, being Shingling, as it took me a lot of sandwiches to finally get this shiny Psychic Bell. And with that, we have completed the challenge. Finally, we have all 18 types of shiny Pokemon: Ghost, Bug, Grass, Rock, Water, Normal, Fairy, Flying, Dragon, Dark, Poison, Fire, Electric, Ground, Ice, Fighting, Steel, and Psychic. We have all of them, and we have finally completed the challenge, and what a challenge it has been. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you haven't already, it'd be greatly appreciated if you could leave a big fat thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. Again, if this happens to be the first video that you've seen that I have made. It'd be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe if you don't want to miss any new content like this. We are slowly getting closer to 7,000 subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to turn on that bell as well. Again, suggestions down in the comments section below if you want me to do anything different, any other games. Of course, I'm working on that as well, because I'm trying to at least get more of a diversification on this channel. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point, but thank y'all so much for watching. It's been greatly appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.